My name is Seth Bani, and today I'm going to show you how to design this.
Alright guys, so let's step into Photoshop. Now as you already see, I am already in the Christmas mood. Let's type Ctrl N. Merry Christmas in advance to everybody, guys. Alright, so I am going to use 1275 and then 1275. I'm also going to send here to 300 pixels and then pixels here and then pixels per inch RGB color, and then that's it. Let's call it event flyer and then create. Also, I'll go to view and I'll go to new guide layout, and then I'm going to leave here at 1, also set here to 1. Make sure the columns and then the rows are ticked. The margin to type 0.25 and do that to all of them, and then click on OK. Now these lines help you to point it when you want to, so all you have to do is convert it to SYMK. So we're going to start with our background, and then with the background I want us to pick our model, drag him in the flip horizontal, and then this is great. Let's push him there a little bit. Alright, also let's give it a new layer. Pick your brush, choose soft round brush, set the color to white, and then opacity 100, the flow 100. Click on your caps lock to make sure the tip of the brush shows, and then just paint white there. Just paint white there. You also want to spill a little bit on the cloth over here. That's it. Alright, so this is the original image. Now this is how it looks like, quite cool. Let's put both of them in a folder and let's call it BG. Let's start with our text here. Let's pick this. Let's paste it there. Open your character, and then we are using railway for it. Let's set it to bold. Let's set the font size to 5.5. Great. And then the tracking, let's set it to 0. Also click here to make sure everything is caps lock, and then let's click here, let's set it to color black so that we can see it clearly. Okay, so let's pull it and drag it somewhere here. That's why I brought the lines over there. Now let's also go and bring this PNG file, drag it in there, and then let's resize it. Now let's put both in a folder and let's call it presents. Awesome. Click on your text tool and type over here as well. Let's pick another. Let's pick mermaid for this. There's a font I'm going to leave in the description for you, together with all the resources you are going to need to design this particular one. We are setting it to bold, and then for the font size we are setting it to 29. Also click here to make everything caps, and then over here we are going to choose 18, 18, 18. We don't want it to be too black, so this looks quite great. Let's drag it closer to the line, duplicate it, and then let's bring it down, and then let's pick this and let's paste it there. Now with this we are still using mermaid and we are still using bold, but for the font size we are going to use 64. And then the tracking, let's set the tracking to -60. Awesome. Let's just drag it there like that. Now duplicate it and drag it here. I want you to go and pick your N and just type it there as well. Now drag the N closer to it. You're going to leave everything like this, but we're going to change the font color. So click here and set the font color to F78632. Click on OK. Now let's drag it here a little bit. Awesome. Also, you want to click here and pick theme and paste it there. We are still using mermaid, but we're going to change the font size to 6.6. The tracking, we are still using -60. Let's click here, let's see. Alright, we're going to change it to black, very black, and then let's send it up. Okay, so somewhere like this is quite great. Now pick your rectangular tool, let's zoom in so that we can be more accurate, and then let's draw a rectangle around it. Now drag the rectangle down, go here, set a stroke to this, go over here, click over here and set the color to F78632. Awesome. You also want the theme to go up a little bit. Okay, I think this is great. Pick this and then draw a thin line like this. Okay, now also make sure the stroke is off, and then this, click over here and pick the orange color for it. Now drag it up to something like this is quite great. Alright, so let's zoom out and let's see. I think this is quite great. Let's drag it up. Alright, let's drag the theme up rather. Let's put everything in a folder and then let's call it theme. Now let's see whether we selected all the theme into the folder. We did. The next thing we are also going to do is let's bring in some details about the artist that wants to host this program. So the name over here, let's choose Taken by Vultures. I love this font really well. Click over here to make everything alright. We don't want all of them to be caps. Also, we are setting here to regular, and then the font size we are going to use 15. The tracking, let's set the tracking to 0, and then the color, let's change it to 6F0202. Drag it a little closer to it, perhaps somewhere here. Don't worry, we can always work on the location, we can always edit it. Let's pick host and paste host there. But for the host, we are going to use mermaid, and then we're going to make all caps. We are also going to set the color to this, and we are going to reduce the size to 7. Awesome. Now let's drag it somewhere here. Control R to bring our rulers. Let's drag this here, and then let's drag this somewhere here. Now we can send it back. Alright, so let's also bring in some date and our time over here. So let's pick the time and type here and then paste it there. Now we are going to use color black for this. Also, we are going to change the font type. We are going to use Helvetica. Let's set it to bold here, and then let's set the font size to 11, make it quite bigger. Also set the tracking to -50, and then click here to make it bold, and then also click here to make all caps, and then let's click here to make it black as we did, and let's send it up. Somewhere here is great. Zoom in and let's give it some rectangle in the background. So let's pick our rectangular tool and then draw a rectangle around it. Okay. drag it under the time, set a stroke to this, set the fill to the color, the orange color, click on the time and move the time, make sure it's in the middle of the entire rectangle, both vertically and horizontally. You could take the lines off. Well, I think this is great. You can make it better, but I think this is great. Let's bring back our lines, zoom out. Now let's type here and bring in the date, paste it over there and drag it somewhere here. Okay, now let's go to our character and then let's still use Helvetica. We are still using bold, but for the size, let's decrease it to 6. Remember, if the size are all the same, it's not going to be cool, it's not going to be interesting. So let's reduce the size a little bit and then let's bring it closer here. And for the size, let's make it 7. Okay, I think this is great. Also keep the tracking minus 50 here, bold, the all caps and then black. Awesome. Now just a quick one, if you realized I kept it in the middle of the rectangle, that is how you should do it. Keep it in the middle of the rectangle. Now let's click here and then let's pick the location and then let's paste the location there. For the location, I want you to go to paragraph and I want you to click over here. Alright, to make it left aligned. We are also using Helvetica, we are still using bold, but for the font size, let's choose 5. And let's set the leading to 5.5. Also set the tracking to minus 50. Click here and then click here, set it to black. Let's send it all the way here. Now a quick one as well, the legend over here, just look at it with your eyes and then just make sure it's the same over here, but just increase it a little bit, just to differentiate it. Okay, so when you do that, it becomes also quite cool. Now I want to bring in the streaming and I'll type somewhere here and then paste it. Let's bring our lines. Now for the streaming, we are going to use railway for it. Let's set here to medium. Let's set here to 5. Set here to minus 40. Make it all caps. Take this one off. Click over here and let's choose this particular color, D62727. Awesome. Let's zoom in a little bit. Send it quite closer to it. Also a quick one, we want the exact spacing here should be the exact spacing here, or it should seem like that to the eyes. And so I think this is great, seems like that to the eyes. And then let's bring in our YouTube logo, drag it in there. Now let's reduce the logo, let's make sure it is the exact height with the text, or it should appear like that to the eyes. And then let's type over here as well. Let's bring in last but one info, paste it there, change the font color to black, and then let's move it somewhere here. Let's bring our lines, let's zoom in to see the details, bring it down, equal spacing. In fact, we'll work on the spacing later on, but then we are going to use railway. We are going to set it to light this time. We don't want to be the exact same type, so light, thank you. And then let's set the font size to 4, make it quite smaller. Also let's set the tracking to minus 30, and then we are going to set it to white. But before we do that, let's pick our rectangular tool and draw a rectangle around this one as well, and then drag it down. Okay, now let's go here and then let's set the stroke to this, the fill, let's set it to black. Now this one I want you to click on the font color and then set it to color white. Now zoom in and put the text in the middle of the rectangle. It's very important. Put it in the middle of the rectangle. Let's put everything in a folder. Then let's call it date, time, venue. Awesome. I think we are left with one more thing, right? Let's open it. Let's just give it a little style. Little style. Just to make it pop up a little bit. Little style. Okay. Drag a line here. And then drag a line here. Awesome. Then pick your pen tool. Click. Make sure caps lock is off. Click over here. Click over here. Click over here. Click over here. Great. Now make sure the stroke is off, and then the fill. Let's set the fill to this color. It doesn't really make a difference, but then just add some oosh to it. So that's all. Now let's close it and let's deal with the contact. But for the contact, let's pick our rectangular tool and then just draw something here. Let's set a stroke to this. Let's set the fill to black. And then let's reduce the fill to 55%. Nice. Now I want you to click over here and then pick the contact. And then let's paste it there. Right? Transform it. And then let's rotate it counterclockwise. And then let's push it somewhere here. Guys, please make sure it's on top of the rectangle. Now let's set the font to Trajan Pro regular. Trajan Pro, let's set it to regular here. The font we are using 6. The tracking we are using 74T. Great. And then we are setting the color to color white as well. Also make sure this is selected to make it all caps. Now try and keep it in the middle of everything. So somewhere like this is quite great. It's also likely possible it will be difficult for people to see, so let's just double click it and give it a layer style. We are going to use the stroke. We are going to set here to 1, and we are going to set here to outside the normal color black, and then that's all. Click here, set it to color black, choosing 100%, then click on OK. And so it has some stroke as well. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you create this beautiful flyer, music flyers for an event or anything. If you are going to print it, okay, make sure you set it to CYMK from the first start. And then these lines over here, let me take them all off so that you see the lines I'm talking about. Alright, so these lines over here that we created, make sure you keep everything within those lines. You see this particular text has crossed the line. It means that it's likely possible when you go and print it, the printer might cut it off. So it's possible you can keep it somewhere here, or maybe find an appropriate place inside here to keep it around. Okay, but this is for social media and stuff like that, so you can keep it anywhere because nobody's going to print it and cut it out. Guys, I love you all. See you in the next tutorial. Peace.